Okay, so this is my speech for my persuasion speech, speech number 4. I'm doing mine on the funding of NASA and how I believe that not only should they keep funding NASA, but they should increase the budget for NASA. First of all, NASA, people will make the argument that, oh, well, it's a big waste of money, and it is a lot of money technically, because it is close to $20 billion, but realistically, compared to the rest of the government budget, NASA has an extremely low cost with a high efficiency rate, and less than 1% of the United States' entire budget is devoted into science. And NASA does take up a majority of the science, but that's not even all going to NASA. NASA versus everybody else. NASA's budget usually varies from $18 to $20 billion a year, and that is a lot. Like I said, science, the entire science department of the U.S. gets $29.8 billion. So realistically, NASA takes 20 out of 29.8 billion, but that's 1% of the 14 trillion, I believe, that the U.S. spends yearly. People also say, like, well, what's NASA doing now? They put a man on the moon, so what? Well, that's not just a so what. Like, I ain't never been to the moon, so I know you haven't. Another thing is, they're literally NASA. Like, they produce technologies every day of the week that we will use probably from here on till eternity. They gave us GPS, solar panels, water purification, LED, the modern day smoke detector. They gave us literally half the things that make your world go round. And then when people say, oh, well, put your money into something like charity, or that money should go to people in Africa, well, realistically, NASA, yes, they're working in space, but most of that stuff they put into space works down here, such as water purification for children in Africa and people in Africa, because they make it cheap. They made it from a big bulky system to literally a bag with a filter on it, so anyone could have it anywhere in the world. The realism of another argument is like, oh, well, why don't we just put it somewhere else in the budget? Well, realistically, it's going to go to the military. Like, I mean, you can always say, oh, well, it can go here and here, but like, I mean, our political situation right now, it's going to the military. And it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but the military literally already has a $639 billion budget, so there's really no more need for that kind of money in the military budget. In my conclusion, I mean, like I said, NASA is one of the most groundbreaking companies in the world, and it has been since the late 50s. They even put a man on the moon. No one else has done that. And there's definitely no reason that this company should not be funded, because like they did in the 60s, they reached a new goal that no one had ever seen before. And with our backing and funding, they can do it again for years and years.